Well, good morning everybody. How y'all doing? Pretty good here, and welcome to the channel. Hey, I want to talk about something today. I see this come up occasionally in comments and in forums and groups and things, and that's regarding a certain area on the Tacoma back there in the paint. I've seen it come up a couple of times. People will ask, do you guys have this on your Tacoma? Did they screw up my paint? I'm going to take it back in and they're going to fix it. And then they talk about this area right along here on the truck. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but if you notice, and if you can see, it looks bubbly almost. It looks different along here. There's a good shot, I think. You can almost see a line. You can, right here. You can see the line where the paint goes from being nice and silky smooth to almost kind of textured rough-like along here. Goes all the way from right here, and it's interesting because they do not do it up here in this little front corner. I would think they would here, but they really don't, even though it looks like there's a line there, but that's just a reflection off of something else. So it starts right back here, or up here rather, at the door, and then goes all the way down the side here right up until this point. So it does include the bed area here, which does have, and you can see the line here, a protective film. This is just like a protective film. Here and here, you can see the line there. Goes all the way down to here anyway. You can see where it kind of goes down here and stops, and then kind of wraps around a little bit here on the edge. I can feel the lip. And then it goes all the way down underneath. So the one up here stops right here, I guess, and then picks up again with this section here all the way down underneath. And then in the back, you can see it starts right here on the edge and then goes all the way around right up to here, but they do not continue it on the bumper. I don't know why. I would think this would continue right and wrap right around the edge here, but it does not. And you can see it's rough looking here as well. Again, if the camera picks that up for you, it's got that kind of rough texture. It's almost like they come down with the smooth and then they stop, and then it starts this rougher paint. Now, what's interesting to me, and I'm not exactly sure how they do this. I can't imagine that the metal is any different. It's the same sheet metal or aluminum or whatever that the panel is made of. So it has to be in the painting process, I would think. Now, like I said, what's interesting to me is back here, and you can see it particularly here, where this line is and then it's rough. You have the adhesive stuck on kind of protective film, if you will, that runs all the way to the back there. But up here, you don't see any film line. There is no real film line across here. So it's not a film per se that sits on top of the paint. You can feel a ridge there though. So I don't know if they stick something on before they paint, run it all the way down for protection, and that's why you see that kind of different texture you get right there, and then paint over it. Excuse me, because you can definitely see a ridge. This light is perfect for this. You can see the ridge right here from where it changes, and I can feel that. I can feel the change in elevation, if you will. This sticks up higher than this does right at this point. So it's kind of interesting to me that that they do it that way, and I'm not exactly sure, again, if they actually stick some kind of film on here and then paint over it, or how they achieve this kind of rougher area down there. So it is indeed something that they intend to do. I've never had one that isn't this way. The Tundra that's sitting out there has the same thing, and I'm not sure, again, if the camera will pick it up in the lighting, but hopefully it does for you. It's right down here at the bottom in about the same position and done the same way as it's done on the Taco. It looks the same way to me. Now, why do they do it? Well, I would think it'd be rather obvious, given where it's positioned down there at the bottom. for protection, you know, stone chips and all that kind of stuff, to give a little more protection for things popping up on the side of the truck. And it works quite well. If you can see on mine, I don't have any chips or dents or any indication of anything on mine. It's all still nice and smooth. I gotta say, I don't think it looks any different than what it did when it came from the factory. So the process itself is pretty sound. It works really well. They even go as far, I mean, that's why this little guard is here, for things that might pop back and catch this little lip or the corner of the bed itself. So it works really well, in my opinion. I think it's a great addition. They're all the same, so it is a little funky when you look at the paint. And I know, you know, way back when I first discovered this, I thought myself, oh God, did they screw up the paint? Now, I did a quick little research. It doesn't take long to find out. And if you think about it, it makes sense as to what they're really trying to achieve there. Now, I wonder, one other thing, I of course had side steps on mine. They're down here now, waiting for the next truck or not. I haven't decided yet. But I wonder if having those on also helped to protect this area a little bit. Because obviously they're gonna protrude out, you know, about like so, not quite as far as my hand goes, maybe about yay far. So anything that might come off of the tire, you know, and bounce on the ground and come up and try to hit the side of the truck there would obviously catch underneath the side step that you have, and it would protect this area a little bit as far as it runs. And that might be another reason actually to have the side steps on there, is for just a little bit more protection. I don't know. Keep stones and things from slamming into the side of your paint. Is it worth it to me to have those on? Yeah, you know, if I had a big problem, I suppose, or drove a lot of roads where I was throwing up a lot of gravel and debris and stuff, might actually be worth it to have them on there to protect the side of the truck. I don't know. Kind of a judgment call on the part of the owner there, I suppose. So, I just wanted to get on here, talk about that a little bit. That's what that really is. So, if you haven't spotted that yet on your truck, or if you have, and you've been wondering, gee, did they screw up my paint? Or is this the way it's supposed to be? Let me assure you, it is the way it's supposed to be. And the last thing you want to do is run into the dealership and say, you guys screwed up my paint, and have them point out that every truck on the lot is that way, and there is indeed a purpose for protection as to why that's there. So let me know what you guys think. If you run into that yourselves, has anybody looked at that and thought, oh geez, they screwed up my paint? Have you even contacted the dealership to let them know that something wrong, and maybe even gone as far as taking it in? I'd be curious to know how that experience went for you. And I'm not looking to make fun of you or anything. I just want to know what their response was, and did the dealership actually know that that area was done that way, or did they have to take it as far as to find out? Depends on who you talk to, I suppose. If you've got a new salesman or somebody who's not as familiar with the product, in this case the Toyota Tacoma or the Tundra, they may have had to do a little bit of investigation to find out what that area actually is for, and whether or not there was some kind of a mistake in the painting process. One other thing I'd like to know, if anybody out there knows, if there are any Toyota production guys, and I know we have at least one on here, how do they do that? Is it an applique, an overlay or something, or an underlay that's stuck on there, and then they run it through and they actually paint over it? Or does their painting equipment somehow apply a coarser amount of paint there or something, and then they clear coat it to yield that kind of a finish? Anyway, appreciate you guys watching. I got to get out of here before the gnats carry me away. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time on the web. Have a great day. Bye.